A very long time ago, 2002 to be exact, the Kootenay Pirates started finding geocaches, and it turned out finding geocaches was a lot of fun. So now in 2026, 24 years later, we achieved a new personal milestone of 100,000 geocache finds. And this is our trip, where we plan on finding our 100,000th geocache. Oh boy, we set out under the threats of an atmospheric river and the risk of flooding. We got an early morning ferry ride and soon found ourselves playing in the mud and the snow. Our host sit included two beautiful kitties. Man, we'd forgotten how much moss is on the island. Mostly cached with our phones, and we definitely found some amazing places. The ferry ride seemed to take forever, but once on the island, we headed for Lake Cowichan and the PTCL caches. We found lots of mud, a little bit of snow, and a whole bunch of geocaches. Suddenly, we started to see signs to Banfield. That got us all excited because we'd hiked the West Coast Trail years ago. But we were good and stuck to our plan to find geocaches. After all, we needed to find over 600 geocaches this trip if we wanted to break our 100,000 finds. The rain slowed down for a bit, so we thought it was a good time to enjoy our sandwiches and maybe check out one of the little lakes on our route. Of course, we stopped near our next geocache find. As it continued to rain, the streams grew bigger and louder. Amazing places were everywhere. I had to blur this out because it could have a geocache clue. We thoroughly enjoyed our walk through nature's cathedral, while collecting geocaches along the way, of course. Here's another fun geocache in an amazing place with yet another noisy stream. The 50th parallel was just blocks away from our house sit in Campbell River. And of course, there's geocaches nearby. Even this boat played a part in geocaching in Campbell River. Our first sunrise off the deck of our house sit in Campbell River. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful day. And today, we're going to take a trip to Quadra Island. We were so excited sitting in the ferry lineup because we were thinking about all the geocaches that we could find. Before long, the ferry set sail, and it just took a few minutes to go from Vancouver Island to Quadra Island. We had a couple hikes planned for Quadra Island. One was in Rebecca Spit Provincial Park and the other around Mort Lake. What made it extra special was fellow Kootenay cachers J and J happened to be in the area, so they joined us for a day of fun on Quadra Island. No rain, lots of geocaches. What more could avid geocachers ask for? Well, we did start talking about food, so soon it was decided that we would try their seafood before leaving the island. Oh, glad we did. We had a lot of fun hiking around Mort Lake. Some of those caches were pretty tough to find. We didn't see anyone else on the trails today, but this sign changed our conversation a bit. The next day, it just poured rain in Campbell River. And there's Mrs. Kootenay Pirate heading for a geocache and trying to stay dry at the same time. Mrs. Kootenay Pirates staying dry while figuring how far it is to the next cache. Wow, the rescue boats here are way bigger than the ones back home. Oh boy, we were both thoroughly soaked by the time we got to enjoy these driftwood sculptures. The view of the rough seas from the deck of our house sit was a great way to finish off another really fun day. The One Spot Trail, that was on our list to hike and find geocaches on. Sure glad we picked this trail. We found lots of fun geocaches. Must be just about there, eh? I think we DNF'd the cache right beside this ant's nest. You know, we seriously talked about going to Banfield and spending the night, just for old time's sake. The rain and wet snow made it a little harder to spot the geocaches, but it didn't dampen our spirits. We're having fun. We did find a couple geocaches that critters had found before us. Frederick Lake was an excellent place to take a break. I just thought this was an interesting ad. I'm too young to croak. While on the island, you have to pay attention all the time, or this stuff will get you. Finding geocaches in amazing places again. Oops, that's a shot of my finger. I guess I was hanging onto my phone a bit too tightly as it leaned over the edge for a good shot. Previously, we'd only heard rumors about a huge amacan. Today we found it. Hey, we're lucky enough to meet another couple addicted to geocaching, Coombs Wooden Shoe, and this is some of their geocoins. Oh, we're not to 100,000 yet. But oh, we are so close. Mrs. Kootenay Pirate, she's checking and rechecking. Gotta make sure the next cache really is our 100,000th. Wow, our 100,000th geocache. After 24 years of searching, laughing, and exploring together, we finally reached the goal we set so many years ago. That night, we stayed near Qualicum Beach and really enjoyed the ocean view. It was low tide, and we saw several people out there with pails. They're digging up something. The next day, we found a few caches between Qualicum Beach and Nanaimo, but the goal was to get to the Dingy Dock Pub for supper. What makes the Dingy Dock Pub so special is it's the only floating pub in Canada, and the only way there is by boat. After our fun ferry ride to Protection Island, where the pub is moored, we peeked into the pub, but we didn't stay. The plan was simple: find all 8 geocaches on Protection Island, and then celebrate with supper at the Dingy Dock Pub. We've been warned the pub might close early with the storm rolling in, but we figured we had plenty of time to explore, grab some finds, and enjoy a good meal before catching the ferry back. Protection Island feels like a pirate hideaway to begin with, so for us, the Kootenay Pirates, it was perfect. Everywhere we walked, there were pirate signs, pirate parks, pirate decorations in people's yards. We kept pointing things out to each other and laughing and saying, "Look at that, and that." If there's a better place for pirates to celebrate a milestone, we haven't found it yet. All too soon, we'd found all the geocaches, explored everywhere our tired legs could take us, and enjoyed an awesome meal. The next morning, we squeezed in a few more Nanaimo caches, because apparently we don't know how to stop, and then began our trip home. Heading home for us usually means stopping at every interesting thing on the way. In the end, it wasn't the caches, the kilometers, or even all the geoturns that made the adventure special. It was doing it together. So after 100,000 finds, countless memories, and more laughs than we can count, we finally claimed our treasure, the Amazing Places Geocoin. Not bad for a couple land-loving Kootenay Pirates.